This week in Hey the Parents, we're talking all about New Year's Eve. We take a look back at what was and how things went this year. We do some goal setting and resolutions for 2025, but this time we're going to keep score. So we will plan on revisiting what happens on this episode next December for a little competitive fun. We're doing a little social experiment to see if friends holding you accountable has any impact on your goal setting. What happened if someone wins? Well, we'll discuss it with a little wager for next year. So grab those grapes, grab your BBP, and head to the beach, because in Hey the Parents, it's an honest discussion about raising kids. I'm Michael Haidt.
I'm Sarah D.
And I'm Mike Levine.
Kids don't come with a handbook, so we need your help.
Where do babies come from?
Where do you think they come from?
Is this a kissing book?
Mama! Mama!
What?
Hi.
I learned it by watching you.
There are no rules in this house. Not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
We sent them to the best boarding schools. We hired the best nannies. We did everything right.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf!
No drinking, no drugs, no kissing, no tattoos, no piercings, no ritual animal slaughters of any kind.
Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
This is Hey Other Parents, an honest, messy, imperfect show for raising kids.
Hey, it's us again. Welcome back.
What's up?
Hello.
Oh man, this is it. We never did this before, but I'm very excited about this episode. So, all right, so welcome back. So we're so glad that you guys came here to hang out with us as we figure out this parenting thing. So whether you're in the car, folding laundry, cooking dinner, getting your plans ready for midnight, or getting organized or on the go, we know that you have a lot of podcasts to choose out there. So thank you for listening to ours. And of course, we'd like to send a big welcome to our new moms and dads listening. A big hearty hello to the returning listeners who are back with us for yet another episode. So if this is your first time joining us in this podcast for Hey the Parents, it is a chance for a few of us parents who decided that we need to join our efforts together to try and get through this, as we call it, a survival course. We pick a different theme, a different topic each week, where we discuss it from the standpoint of when we were younger, what we grew up with our own parents, and then we shift on over to now, as adults, where we certainly did not get a handbook for our own kids, and we talk about what we go through, we share some of our experiences, and we learn from each other, and every week we feel a little bit better because we have each other and we have all of you. So if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, we'll tell you a little later in the show on how you can get in touch with us here. But without further ado, it is time for us to jump into the main part of this podcast, and this is a special episode, so that entails the topic of the week. So Sarah D, what do we got for today?
Okay, so this episode, we're going to talk about setting our goals for this new year and actually hoping to achieve them with support and a bit of a twist this time. So I think it'll hold us more accountable. What do you guys feel about that?
Mike, what do you think? Is this going to work?
We gotta do it. We gotta be consistent. We can't give up. Those New Year's resolutions, I tell ya, they get you every time.
So we're going to try to bypass our emotional energy of watching Jenny McCarthy handing out gym passes, and we are going to jump right into our feelings on the resolutions. So we last week we did post our we posted like kind of like a bonus episode. It was kind of a flashback from last year where we set off to plan some of our resolutions for this year. And we thought maybe it'd be kind of fun at home for you kind of just join us in our little adventure here. So you heard that last week. If you listened, if not, don't worry about it. We're going to go over a couple things. And then we're going to talk about our goals for this year. And then we'll talk about what happens if somebody wins and what will happen if somebody loses with the scoring.
Ooh.
So, all right. So let's swing us back a little bit. We're going to go back to last year for a moment and a couple things that we talked about. We didn't anticipate that we were going to do this thing like we're planning on doing now, but hey, new year, new you, right? So this is how we did it. Okay. So some of the things I talked about last year were practical food and exercise goals. So tossing out leftover holiday snacks. I know for certain that we did throw out some stuff, but that cheese and the meats, that wasn't being thrown out. So we ate the heck out of that. So kind of like a medium sort of success rate on that one. Drink more water, cut down on Diet Coke in a big way. So we had a conversation about my incessant Diet Coke drinking. So that shrunk down dramatically. And we also had something with cooking at home, maybe one more day a week. And we tried to do that. We try to cook a little bit more with variety, but I will have to say that occasionally on some weeks there were a couple nights of like a Friday and a Saturday we did take out. But for the most part, somewhere in the middle for that one. But we definitely tried to do the variety because I think we're getting sick of eating the same things every day. That we try to make like our easy meals, the ones where we'd have like hot dogs once a week or eggs. We try to mix it up. And then having the fruit as a pre-meal snack, killing it. And the last thing we had was using conversation prompts at the table to bond. I feel like that kind of struck some conversation going and got people talking a little bit. But for the most part, we've kind of tried to improve on us making sure we have some sort of conversation at the table and everybody gets a chance. So work in progress for that one. Sarah D, where were you with your goals from last year?
Okay, well, I feel like I was pretty good. So some of them was like to take the weight loss seriously for health, which I've been doing that. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Limiting ordering out though, that's been a bit of a fail. Like
well,
we have like we go like through peaks and valleys with that. Like, you know, right before like right after Thanksgiving to Christmas, we were definitely on ordering out because we all got sick. I was overwhelmed. So we'll work on that. And then I think we've been doing more family oriented outings, like just not like a special occasion or like during a break. Like we took the kids to go see like 2 Broadway shows and just like randomly to do things like that, which was nice.
Nice.
So yeah, I feel pretty good, you know. Just the volunteering one though, I started off with good intentions and I just didn't get the time to do that. So I really would like to find something to volunteer my time with a little bit more.
So a good start though. Still a pretty good start, right?
Pretty good start. I feel pretty good actually.
All right, BBP, who do you got?
Oh God, why me? I feel like I don't know. I feel like a majority of people where you drop your resolutions and you give up on them. I don't know. We try to be better people, and we are better people. We're good people, but we, you know, if you remember BBP, when we talk about it, it like encompasses everything, right? Like eat healthy, read a book, you know, do good things. And, you know, for the most part, I think we, you know, have done good things. It's just eating healthier, that definitely went out the window. Reading more went out the window. I don't know if our listeners feel the same, but I feel like I'm that type of person that loses all his New Year's resolutions.
You know what, though? But your heart is in a good place, and that counts for something, doesn't it?
I mean, like, yeah. And, you know, like we tried to create like meaningful like moments. Like, I know Taylor and I were actually like mailing letters to ourselves. And in the letter, like there was like one thing the family would do for a month. Right. So like the kids would open the letter and like that month we would, you know, go to the aquarium as a family trip or something like that.
Oh, that's
and it was really cool because the kids got mail and it went well for like 2 months. And then, you know, the letter stopped coming.
Yeah, but you know what? Even though I'm going to give you what happened to my pen pal from the future? No, but I think that I like that you but that's cool though. Even if like look, listen, listeners, people out there, this is not a TV show. This is not a movie. This is real life. These things happen. But I think that the idea of what you're doing is very cool. And that we are going to tie that idea of maybe the letter thing is kind of cool, but we're going to tie that idea into something we're going to talk about a little later, but I love it. What are the new initials here? What is this?
Okay, so, you know, BBP actually, you know, like I was saying, was failing, right? So I wound up doing, Taylor and I wound up just saying, like get up and do it. So we tried to create like an acronym for it or whatever.
I love it.
JGUADI, I don't know.
JGUADI.
JGUADI. So now the new phrase is JGUADI. Just get up and do it. You know, and that goes back to like what I was saying is like we're those type of people where we make these resolutions, these goals, and it goes good for like a month or two, and then all of a sudden we get caught up in life and things fall off the wagon. So this year, you know, I love that we're kind of holding it more accountable to us by doing like some type of system later, which you guys will find out. But
you look so defeated before we even start. Listeners, you got to see his face. And somebody's like, you're gonna, like he's like eyebrows. I just think that we don't have a t-shirt. We don't have a t-shirt shop set up yet, but we should probably do something. But I think like if anything else, like there should be a Mike Levine BBP, and then a new year for this year should be Mike Levine JGUADI.
JGUADI.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that's really funny. All right, so this is our thinking process. So like, all right, so this is what we're gonna do. We each came up with 7 resolutions. We had some of us had 10, some of us had 4. We kind of had to work things out, but we came up with 7.
Some of us had 1.
Yeah, well, things happen. So then what we also did is we have a shared resolution, which we're all going to try to do. And then what we're going to do is the end of the year, we're going to come back and we're going to rate ourselves and each other on this. We have to be honest about it. And we have our spouses here. Not like right now. I mean, they are close by, but we have our spouses. We're going to hold us accountable. We're going to be honest about it. And you know what? Like out of the 7, if we get like 3, cool. Whatever it is. And this is just, it's a little social experiment, a little fun with you guys at home, mostly fun with us and each other, to see kind of how we tolerate our goals once we get to, like for Mike Levine, like we get to March, how's it going to go? How will it continue? So these are, whether we do this or not, these just come to the mentality here. So, we thought maybe we could kind of like basically either like say you did it, you didn't do it, or somewhere in the middle maybe. So we'll give the point if it was like considered successful. So these are some things at home. If you want to think of this like in a way to kind of like give yourself a rating scale of like a 1 to 5, you could say like 1 would be didn't happen at all. The goal didn't get off the ground. You didn't start yet. 2 is started but stalled. So some initial progress but didn't get there all the way. 3 partially completed, but that happens. Like some like you got some progress, but didn't get quite to the finish line. I think a 3 is very respectful, to be honest with you. A 4 mostly achieved the goals and you're complete with some minor adjustments. 5 is fully achieved. You nailed it. I don't think any of us are gonna have 5s. All right, so then that's good. And then we'll have some reflection at the end of the year, right? We'll talk about what worked well. 10 out of 5. What worked well? What barriers do we face? Would we set the goal again or revise it? And then how did the goal impact the family? That's kind of be the 4 big questions we're gonna ask each other. We leave it to me to do 4 questions, my people. All right, so we're gonna jump down now, and we're gonna go through our goals. And before we do that, I just want to give you the rules here. Is the collective of us have to hear the goal, and we have to agree that the goal fits and that it's something that the person can be accountable. So we have the right to like request that maybe the person change the wording a little bit. It has to be specific. It has to be something where they could come back and we could be like, you did it or you didn't do it. And at the end, we're sticking to them. That's it. So we're gonna stick to these goals because when you listen to this episode, it's going to be New Year's Eve. That'll be when it comes out, and then whenever you listen to it, you'll know that we did it beforehand. And it's gonna happen. So, cool. And the last part is we made some decisions ahead of time that before we started, Sarah D has a little bit of a consequence for the person that got the lowest score, and then we had an idea what we're gonna do for the highest score. So Sarah D, what happens for the lowest score?
Okay, so for the lowest score, not a punishment, but I think more like subjecting yourself to the unknown. You ever see like those TikTok videos where people are like blindfolded and they're like taking sips of like different things? And one of them will be a punishment, but you're going to kind of guess like if you're drinking apple juice or like what kind of juices you're going to drink, So
I like it.
I think that'll be kind of fun.
Cider vinegar,
the kids are getting involved and
yes.
Oh man, this is gonna get. All right, and then we'll post the full list of what people are have tried when we get to I guess the episode after the following year. When we get to the end, we'll tell everyone what we actually had. And then 2 is the winning conditions. All right, so this is what we thought would be for the winning conditions. Is that each of us gets to pick like a food category or a food location or something that we are forcing everyone to go to. Maybe we'll bring one child with us, and we are going to pick the winner chicken dinner. We're going to go somewhere fun, somewhere different, and that is going to be winner takes all. And we're going to have a little food celebration because, why not have food at the end of a long year of possible working out goals? I don't know. So, so Sarah D, what was your choice for the winning? If you win it all, what is going to be the food choice or food category? Where do you want to go?
So there's this like Halloween themed burger joint in Farmingdale on Long Island that I've been dying to try. And every day, every once in a while, I'll ask the family, I'm like, does everyone want to go with me? Do we want to go? And no one's interested.
And guess what? You got us. So we're going. If you win,
guys,
we're going.
We'll
be there. We'll be there.
For some spooky burgers.
All right, Mike Levine, what's yours?
Well, I kind of like these. I work over by a lot of local mom and pop bodegas. So I think I'd like to take you to some of these bodegas where you have all these old mom and pop recipes that are really good. So
All right, so we have to hit
Definitely.
at least like 2. It can't just be 1. I want to
Yes.
hit like.
Yes.
All right, so
It'd be
we'd
like a food truck stand where we hit like all
Ooh, I
different
love it.
like a
food trucks,
bodega
but-
crawl.
bodega crawl. Yeah.
Only in
I love that. That's
only
amazing.
in New York can you get away with saying
Yeah.
you're doing a bodega crawl. That's amazing.
Yes, because
Let's
some
do it.
places have like really good empanadas and other places have really good rice, or something like that. So
No,
it's
that's so
pretty
cool
cool.
because when I
I
think of
love it.
bodega, I always think of like a bacon, egg, and cheese. Like I don't think of like dishes and stuff. So this is very cool. I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to lose. So then
Right, me
my
too.
choice.
I give up.
You
I give
win.
up on my goals.
Yeah. So if I win, I love it. If I win, so Jacob found this awesome video. If maybe we'll bring kid with us, whatever else. But if we win, we're all winning here because we get to eat. So if I win, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Flushing. In New York, and he found this video that showcases a lot of really good restaurants and like all these kinds of food, like pulled noodles and like buns and barbecue duck. Oh baby, it's so on. So if I win, we're going for a food crawl in Flushing.
Yes.
And that is happening.
Ooh.
Oh my god, this is amazing. All right,
like it.
so
I'm
we're gonna jump
excited.
into it. All right, so Mike Levine, do you want to start us out with your goals? We're gonna go through all your goals. And then
Yes.
remember, Sarah and I have the right to request that we tweak them, adjust them. We say it's not fair. We got this. So these are proposed your goals. And I will say we're gonna do one goal just before Mike starts. We all are adding one goal to our list. And that goal is a family goal where we have to plan out one family adventure a month. The goal could be to break out of the ordinary, make some memories that aren't just watching Bluey for the 10th time, but we have to visit a random store, get in the car, go to a museum, just do something with a family. And the success is that we do 12 family adventures by the year end with photos to prove that something happened.
Ooh,
Are you guys cool with the wording on that? Is that good?
I'm
spicy.
sure I'm okay with that with the photos.
All right. So we all are tacking on that goal. So we have the 7. We're going to add that on. All right, Mike. So give us your 7 that you have for your fam and yourself.
Okay,
and
so
whatever
goal
happens.
number 1 is create meaningful small scale celebrations, which I tried doing last year, and the letters stopped coming. Remember?
Okay. All right.
I want to keep that goal going because it was fun. It was cool, and when we did do the things, it was enjoyable. So I guess an action for it to do is kind of some low key ideas, like celebrate like a Tuesday just because it's here, type of thing.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. So these are going to wait. So let's just kind of narrow this down. So it's going to be like it's not like a celebration for like a birthday or like a holiday, but it's going to be like a mini random just because kind of thing.
Yeah, just cause.
All right, I like
just
it.
to create those memories, And then I want to work on some goals for the kids. If you remember from last year, I talked about my kids being having like superpowers.
Superpowers.
And Lucas was resilient. Hayden was big into.
You're allowed to
family
mix up your
unity.
kids. It's okay. It happens.
I know, so many names. And then Ellie was like the butterfly, where she was adaptable, right? So I kind of want them to work on that and kind of level up to the next level.
Yes.
All right,
Okay,
so
yeah.
Mike, you got these superhero thing for the 3 children, their powers. Forget PJ Masks because your kids are rolling in. On year 2, season 2, let's start with Lucas. What do we got?
Yeah, so Lucas, if you remember from last year, I talked about him being resilient and being a phoenix, and the phoenix symbolizing resilience. So this year, I want him to kind of focus on maybe some troubles or things that he's encountering, and at least come through 3 of them. It doesn't have to be 100, it doesn't have to be 10. Even if it just comes through 1, 2, or even 3, it'll show that he's leveled up, and that he's taking that motto that I gave him, or that kind of that symbol that I gave him, and using it in a way,
All right, so Sarah, so if Mike says 3 times, are we cool with that?
Sounds good.
All right, so 3, right? Okay, cool. All right, let's go to the fox.
All right, the fox, my little Hayden, the foxy redheaded love of life.
Where's he going with this? I gotta say, yeah, exactly.
What I want her to do is her whole power was like family unity. So I want her to at least pick 3 things that the family does Like we could do a board game night, or she could remember, going to go see my dad at the cemetery. It's very funny being a now 4-year-old. She actually just turned 4. It's just surprising how much she remembers family and how much she wants to do family things. So this is totally an achievable goal for her as a family.
She's the glue, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be three. We're going for 3 also?
At least 3. Yep.
Okay, so we've got at least 3. This guy's cooking.
Yeah.
So it has to be 3 moments of the glue.
Yes.
Gluing.
All right. So far, I think Sarah and I are cool with this. All right, next one is the butterfly.
The butterfly, my little Ellie Belly. Although I can't really call her Ellie Belly anymore because she's like 8 now, and it's
Listen, she'll always be your Ellie Belly. It doesn't matter.
She will be.
She'll be 45 years old and be like, "You're my Ellie Belly." Come on.
I know. So she's all about adapting and changing. So, she always encounters different situations that she needs to figure out or change to.
So she's got to kind of adapt, right, in some way for 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going for 3 things and then, does she have to do it like without complaint, or does she have to do it like minimal complaint, or how do we do this?
Hopefully, she complains a lot about things. I'm gonna go with minimal complaints.
All right, cool.
That's good.
All right, let's hit it. All right, so next goal.
Okay.
Goal 5.
The next goal is number 5, Operation Lucas Makeover. All right.
Getting a glow up. All right, we got.
Lucas is heading into middle school, and I guess this is another goal for him because we were talking about resilience. But he's going into middle school, and I want him to find like his middle school mojo.
Yeah.
Just like his style.
You need to be making t-shirts full time. I'm telling you.
I mean, I was talking to Ellie about this I was talking to Ellie about this the other day. She's like, I don't even know if I could help him, Dad. He needs a style.
Oh no. All right, so what do we got here? What's the goal going to be?
It was great. Just finding clothes, hairstyle, and he's getting into that age where he's got to create his persona. So then that's my 5th goal. My 6th goal.
Oh wait, so before that, so we got to get more specific here. So like, what are we gonna say? Like, he
definitely
picks, like,
trying to
2...
create like a style day for him. Maybe I could take him to get some new clothes that make him feel comfortable. Confident in himself. Have him pick out his own haircut. And figure out how he wants to style his hair.
So how about we need a number here. So okay, how about he picks out how many outfits you want to say? You want to say like
maybe I like the magic number 3. So
magic number 3. All right, so he picks out 3
outfits. 3 outfits.
He feels confident going to middle school, right? Without like a big okay, I like that. So Sarah, are we cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
All right, we gotta have numbers here, people. This is a competition, so this has got to be right. All right, and then
keep it low.
I like it. All right, so we got that. All right, we're getting to the end here. All right, so Mike Levine, what is going to be the next one? Number 6.
Okay, number 6. Have you ever seen the movie The Good Dinosaur? I feel like it's a hidden gem. Not a lot of people like it, but I love it. And
who thought dinosaurs taking mystery substances and seeing things on walls would make for a good movie?
We did watch it because of Lucas and his dinosaur love, and in that movie they create like a dinosaur achievement wall, like kind of like a making their mark on the wall. And I wanted to kind of do something like that where we create a family achievement wall, and you can just kind of put stuff up on the wall that shows them like personal wins or like things that they've done good in their life that we can kind of look back on and remember.
I love that.
All right, Sarah, how are we gonna quantify this one, Sarah?
Maybe like just like a picture of like the wall of putting stuff up and then,
I think that's good because like I don't want to give like my kids like, oh, you need 5 achievements by the end of the year.
Otherwise you can't
Like,
sit with
I
us
feel
at
like
dinner
it's-
anymore.
right.
I feel like it's too stressful.
It's more about you guys supporting them. So by taking the picture,
Yes.
it's like, yay, we did it. And then if it didn't actually make the wall, that's okay. They just hold on to it, like the first day of school pictures.
All right. I like this. This is reasonable. Like the pictures, the proof is in the pudding, right? All right. So last one, Mike. What do you got? Number 7.
Last one, I just want to create a personal goal for myself of like being healthier, and I figure like, run a 5K, and like I don't need to run. I could walk or I could jog, but I want to complete a 5K, something small, not too crazy, just being healthier and getting more stamina for myself and moving more. And
I love this.
It's been tough like ever since like COVID. It's like everything's been virtual. You're not moving as much. I used to like do 10 miles a day, every Friday. I mean, now I don't. Now I don't even do 10 miles in a week.
I like that because a virtual 5K isn't going to cut it.
Yeah,
so this is good.
Yes. So I just want to create that personal goal for myself. So
that kicks butt. I like that. Awesome. Instead of like I'm going to work out every day, be like, this is my goal. I'm going to do a 5K. All right, awesome.
I love it.
All right, so quick recap. We got the meaningful random celebrations. 2 is resilience for the Phoenix.
Yes.
For Hayden, right? 3 is for Lucas. No, Lucas is I'm saying he's Phoenix. Okay, and then 3 is
he's got red hair too. It's very confusing.
Fair enough. The fox is for Hayden.
Yes.
Right. So she's going to be the glue, right?
Yes,
Butterfly is 4, and that is for Ellie. She's going to be adaptability, right? Yep. 5 is the Lucas makeover. 6 is a family achievement wall. And 7 is us throwing Gatorade on Mike Levine after he finishes his 5K. Yes. All right, Sarah D.
I want you guys there.
I'm ready. I think these are reasonable. I think Sarah and I are cool with this. Yes, we're good with these goals?
I'm cool with it.
All right, so Sarah, now it's your turn. We're going to listen to them, and then we have the right to tweak, adjust, ask questions. All right, here we go. Number 1.
Okay. So I think I really want to try to volunteer. It's just something I really want to get into. So this year I would like to hopefully volunteer at least once per quarter. Someplace like animals, assisted living situation, maybe at the kids' school, setting up something. So I want to do that.
I think that's great.
Cool.
Right? I think so.
No, that's a good one. I think we're cool with that, right?
Myself.
4? All right, that's cool. It's a big number, but I think it's a good goal.
Now. That's a good one.
I want to copy yours. All right, here we go. No,
I'm going to volunteer you to volunteer.
You know what? Yeah, we're allowed to tag along, right? All right, cool.
Okay, so meal prepping part 25. Going to try to actually meal prep a little better. I started off really strong last year, and then this September kind of rolled around, and I crash and burned very quickly.
Yep,
so I need to get it together. So maybe
So
meal plan
what's the goal? Yeah.
something in 3 meals a week that doesn't involve frozen stuff, prepared stuff, or a quick trip somewhere. So hopefully I can do that.
I like it. So it's got to come from some sort of ingredients and put together to make something.
Yes.
All right, I like
so
it.
That's my goal.
So 2 a week, you said?
3 plans.
3 a week. All right, I like it. 3 a week. All right.
It's good.
And then this is a pretty bold situation. And the thing with this is I see you at work. So
yes, you can judge.
I know, I'm not judging what you're eating, but I'm just I need 3. Do we have 3?
Oh, that's not a meal prep.
You're oh, Panera again, huh? I'm oh yeah.
Should we say that? How do we say this? So why don't we say 3 weeks a month that you can pull it off?
Yes.
Does that seem reasonable? Because I think things happen. We have short weeks and stuff.
Oh,
so why don't we say 3 out of the 3 weeks a month you had to pull it off?
3 weeks a month.
3 times a month. 3 times a week for 3. Okay, yeah. 3 times a month, getting to 3 times a week going was a success rate.
Yes.
I'm really into these numbers for some reason. Okay, cool.
I
All right,
like it.
I dig it. Mike, are you cool with that?
Quantifiable.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right. Then I don't know what happened. I've picked up a habit, which is doom scrolling. So I need to lay off the TikTok because it is a great app. I know there's a controversy, but I need to break it up. I need to get out of wearing my tinfoil cap and reading stuff online. So so I would like to set an alarm by 9 p.m. to get off my phone, put it away, and do something that's our time for G and I to hang out anyway. So to really just be present, watching whatever show or doing something relaxing. So hopefully my screen time will be down 20% ish.
Oh, I like that. So so maybe you could even like look at your screen time or like
look at the screen time. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yes.
That's pretty good. And maybe we'll have Gene
so that
report
feels
back to
good.
us in that one.
I know he'll judge me. Trust me, he's all over it anyway.
He's ready. He's probably sitting next to you like a couple feet away at a camera being like, yep, that's true.
Yep.
All right, I like it. Doom scroll. Okay, number 4.
So a goal I have for young Juju is we've been having a lot of like health issues with him lately, and some of it we're trying to figure out, especially parents. Like it's hard to tell. It's not your body. You don't know what they're feeling. So I want to have him learn to connect with his body a little bit, because I think for him everything's a 10. Like a paper cut's a 10, the pain in his chest is a 10, and there's times that it really is true because he had pneumonia. So I need him to I think I'm gonna try during this break is have him actually write down or describe to me how he feels when things are okay-ish to when it's really bad, when he feels really terrible, and to help him realize one of those moments that he could push through school and those moments where he really probably needs to stay home, because I think he gets himself worked up. So
that's pretty good.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, so I think maybe we'll use some sort of emojis or color coding, and I would love for him to for him and I and Gene to have a language that we speak about, okay, today I'm feeling yellow, or today is a 5, that way to kind of just get him to feel a little bit better, more control.
I feel like we have to connect on that one, Sarah, because I don't have that as a goal, but I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that, because I feel like I have similar issues with my children as far as just trying to get through and knowing your pain and if you can or you can't do it and how sick you are, because like you said, everything's a 10.
No, that's really
right.
Good.
And
so I guess
and
maybe
then you're
just
at work and you get the call. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Where you talk to the nurse and you're like, all right, really? How is he gonna go back to class? So how you just say if you could kind of explain, for a weekly check-in, if you could get him to kind of express whatever the code is and kind of consistently let you guys know how he's feeling in general and start to
Yes.
Yeah, we can't be well, Juju can be calling home and not allowed to go home 3 times a month. We're not gonna do that.
Correct. And, I think the biggest thing is is because he has asthma, and sometimes that's scary. So I want him just to feel more connected and to really trust what he's feeling, but to also realize that if he takes his medicine, maybe he won't feel so terrible.
Yeah. No, that's good. But knowing it's good. All right, we'll take it. Mike, you
so
okay
the
with
next
that
one is
I'm good.
Sorry.
All right, cool.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, so the next one is Julie and I just got into a little argument last night about it, is helping him to cook. He says he has been baby too much, and it's our fault that he is not. He has great ideas all the time, devious, lovely recipes in his mind. I'm like, man, you are awesome. But him actually cooking is slightly scary. So I think we're going to start off again, reteaching him about fire safety and simple recipes. And then we'll get to like more exciting stuff, I think, and maybe 3 meals without me being scared and fearing for our lives in the background.
3 meals.
I like that. Three meals. Yeah. How do you want to do this? Maybe you want to do
or 3 meals for the year.
I know, right?
A meal. I mean, a meal's a pretty big feat. Actually making a meal with an actual entree and a side thing. That's not easy.
Or so maybe one meal a month.
Maybe 1 meal a month, or
That'd be 12 meals.
How about this? Because maybe you're warming up to it. This seems like a lot of pressure to put on. How about we say that we give you a grace period? So the first 6 months is training.
Oh, I like that.
And then
okay.
after that, maybe we can say maybe 5 meals? Is that reasonable?
Okay. Yes, because we have to get him training.
Because a meal involves he has to make some sort of main thing and a side thing.
Yes.
Let's make it easy. Let's go 3. How about 3? Is 3 good?
3. Let's do 3. Yeah, because know what?
It's got to be, because you're training him. You're teaching him how to make a meal, right? And a side thing. And he's got to actually do most of it himself.
Yes, and I like he needs to know how to make those things separately, and also to
Ooh.
like I would love for him to be able to say, "Mom, I'm making this tonight for myself," and be like, "Yes, thank God. Okay, good." You know, like, we're good to go.
Yes.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
And if you made it for the whole family, that'd be great. But little things. Let's start
Yeah,
with
we
this.
gotta try to be a little
Not burn down the
achievable here, 'cause
house
they're gonna be
and
like,
3 meals. Okay.
I feel like a meal a month is putting a little
I think
too much
every
pressure on
guy
little
needs
dude.
at least like 3 solid meals that they can make, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
In
even like
college
you go to
days.
college, you could take a girl out or
Yes.
whatever else you take, take a partner out and you want to impress
Survival.
them.
Yep.
You got to be like, hey, I can cook you a meal. And then the problem is when you're like, can you cook a second meal? You're like, no, I just know this one.
That's all I got, man.
All right, I like
I
it.
know how to
All right.
cook.
So then we got
Okay.
number 6.
All right. So I have been the driver's ed teacher of this family. I've taught Jean's sister, his cousins. I don't know why. I am deathly afraid teaching Sophia to drive for whatever reason. And they all passed their driving tests, because of me.
Yay.
So my plan for this year, because she's reaching the age, is to start with the parking lot, obviously, and then start getting ready for like the actual roads. And she's so
that's
eager
crazy.
to learn. So I think we'll start, driving to like at least like 3 locations by the end of the year, without me totally clutching and ripping off like the door handle. And
That's awesome.
I'm hoping to get her to parallel park because I am just finally at the ripe age of like 41, like starting to able to parallel park properly. So I want her to learn. I feel like it's a good skill for her to have. Also, she needs it to pass the test. So, yeah. So I think that's what we're going to do.
I like that.
I like that.
So Mike, you go with that 3 locations by the end of the year?
I like it.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
This sounds good to me. All right, number
And-
7, Sarah D.
Then the other one is, hopefully Jean doesn't listen to this one, but it's surprise date night without Jean's because I
like
love
this.
Jean, but he loves to plan. And like sometimes like I'll throw something out there and he's like, "Oh, but let's bring it up a notch," So I just want him to like sit back, relax, not plan something. He's always so busy with work, having to like plan and manage other people. So I want him to I want to treat him one night, at least 2 nights
Nice.
for the year where like soup to nuts, like we're kind of like, this is what we're doing. You're just going to go with the flow. And, and I'll bring out my credit card and he doesn't have to pay.
Nice. I like
I
it.
like
I like
that.
it. All right, so we got the volunteering, number 1, 2, the meal prep, 3 is the doom scroll detox, 4 is helping Juju understand his body when he's not feeling well, whatever else, right? And then the rating scale's got to be a little bit more consistent. 5 is Julian becomes a master chef. 6 is Sophia learns to drive.
Okay.
And 7 is surprise date night with Jean.
Yes.
Pretty good. I like this. All right. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go through
All right,
mine.
what we got?
You got the right to change things, right to question them. And that is how we do things here. All right. So number 1. All right. Look at my wife's in the other room. This is more important than she's going to listen to this. All right. 1 is put the phone goes down by 8 p.m. And I'm going to say at least 6 nights a week because sometimes with their podcasts and stuff, I need, we need to do stuff whatever. But 6 times a week,
yes.
phone down by 8. The doom scroll into bedtime. Drop the phone, 7:59. The phone is consistently out of reach. And we'll say 6 nights a week. We'll get that 5 out of there, right? Unless we're doing something, my wife and I are sitting there on our phone doing something together, but there's no
Yes.
independent phone stuff. By 8 p.m., phone goes down. All right, cool. And how do I rate that?
man.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
And my wife will certainly let you know if I do that correctly. Or not. All
We're
right,
gonna
2.
call Rachel.
As you should. Number 2. Okay, read more. My thought process was since the phone goes down by 8, I want to do because like I need some entertainment. I need to do stuff. So I'm gonna the Kobo reader in the bedroom. I'm gonna pretend to be an intellectual and I'm gonna read instead of just falling down with my phone and reading Twitter. So that is gonna be it. Keep the Kobo at the bedside. And then avoid to read BuzzFeed articles about fun facts. And I'm gonna read at least 1 book per month. Even if I
ambitious.
get
I like
through,
that.
and if I get through half a book, I'm reading. So the goal is to be reading.
So you got to get
and
12
not-
books then.
Oh man, you know
Yeah.
what? That's I gotta. Oh man, all right. Oh, can we?
Yeah,
Okay,
give me a
wait, that's
list.
too much. How about with this? How about 6 books a month? Because I'm a little bit of a slow reader, but I will be reading. Is that cool? I mean,
Yes.
I know what I mean
I
per
like
month.
that.
Sorry,
Oh,
I mean 6
that's
books in a
fine.
year, not per month. Oh my god,
I think that's good.
I almost gave myself heart
And
palpitations.
also, like the
That's a
books you
lot
tend
of
to
books.
read are lengthy.
Yeah, so six
Anyways.
is good. We'll say six for the
All
year.
right, ambitious. That's
All right, I'm
ambitious.
gonna get rid of that because one book per month is not my style. So I'm gonna put 0.5 book per month.
0.5.
Okay, it's a good fraction there. Okay, the next one is going to be I have a little bit of a problem with looking for sales and buying video games. So I am going to set the goal of finishing my backlog, not finishing the entire backlog, but playing games in the backlog before buying new ones. So the goal here is to tackle cannot buy a new game unless we finish one that has previously been purchased. So that would mean that I have to show you my bill of sales, and there has to be a matching game that was finished before that one was purchased.
You know what? I'm gonna know if you achieve this goal because you send me everything that is on sale, and I usually buy it. So my bank account will feel better.
You know what though? Listen, it Takes Two, the sequel, the next game's coming out this year. So we got to finish it. Even if we don't finish it together or finish with my kids, It Takes Two is probably gonna be the first one to be finished. So that's definitely gonna happen. So I'm gonna say before buying new games, we have to finish another one or two before buying a new one. So I think that'll be good, and that'll be good for the bank account as well. All right, are you guys cool with that?
Yes.
I'm cool.
All right, cool. Then we can move on to the kiddies. Okay, so for Ethan, my goal for him is to try some new food categories. I have him, he's been more adventurous, so I don't think this is really like for me. It's for him. Maybe have like a mystery food Monday or something like that once a week, where I want him to try 2 new foods per month. Licking it counts. If he doesn't want to commit to it, I'm okay. I'm not gonna force him down this road, but he has to just try. So he's gonna try. Okay. So I'm gonna say like 2 foods per month he's gonna try because this kid's awesome, and I think he's gonna try some new things and he's gonna love it. And the other 28 days or so, he's gonna be like, this is terrible. So that's fine. Okay, so that's gonna be the goal. All right. For Jacob is similar. I think you and I were on the same path for Juju. So Jacob is learn to cook. I kind of almost want to tweak it because I think that was good how we set it for Juju. Is I want him to kind of like run the kitchen because like I think like I'm sort of like I annoy him because I kind of like hover and like he's like just let me do it and I'm like okay you're right I'll stop now. So I kind of I want him to like do it. I think he needs a little bit more of my assistance maybe, but I like this idea. What do we say? It was gonna be 3 meals, 3 full meals.
3 full meals. So 6 months training.
I like it. Yes.
And then 3 meals by the end.
Okay, are we cool with that? So I'll copy the same.
Like
the same
yeah.
Okay, cool. And then Noah is, this is probably very much more us here, is we want him to find an activity because we don't know what that is, but we haul this child around. He's got a lot of energy. He gets into things.
Yes.
He gets into things with people. He gets into things with the siblings. We love this little child, but he's a lot. So we want to find an activity that he enjoys, possibly Taekwondo, something. Try some different classes, find a bonus if he picks something that he tries out. But we're going to try to get him to at least one structured activity by mid-year. So I have 6 months to figure this out. Does that seem like
that seems good.
And if he's like, I'm not going to play soccer, I'm like, okay, we tried. All right, so here we go. And then number 7.
You guys are leaning towards for like an energetic
I don't know, because I kind of think like the structure of martial arts would be not because I don't need him to like to break boards and punch faces. I just kind of need him to like, I think like the benefit of like the structure and having, I think that'll be good to kind of like center himself. I like the way you put that, and kind of like maybe also the idea of like, just like being able to listen to direction, take some criticism and like, follow through with things. I think would be really helpful for him. Right. So I really like our master for Ethan. So it could be good if we work that out.
All right.
And then here's more money. All right. And then number 7 is prioritize time with the spouse. So we find that like we always are kind of like doing stuff with the kids and we love them and all, but we need some daddy mommy time as well. So we need to be people that don't exist solely to get apples and fill up snacks and do things. So we are going to make sure that we have we get to sit next to each other at dinner. We plan a monthly date night, and we set aside 15 minutes 2 to 3 times a week for uninterrupted conversation. Maybe that part is probably the priority. 15 minutes a week, everybody out. Mommy, not a lot, but if we need some time, 15 minutes for have 2 to 3 times a week for uninterrupted conversation.
No, I love
and
that.
maybe
That's
squeeze
good.
in like a regular date night. These are a lot of variety of this goal here, but I'll narrow down, figure out some way that we've shown that we actually have some ability to communicate. And then we have the one that we're all doing together is a family adventure once a month. So to quick recap, we got the put the phone down by 8, read 0.5 books per month on the Kobo. We got finish a game in the backlog before buying a new one. And then we have Ethan trying new foods twice a month. Jacob doing the cooking program like we set up for Juju. Noah finding an activity by mid-year of this year. Prioritizing time with my wifey, sitting next to her at dinner. Maybe we'll say 3 times a week. And then we'll say, because the whole table situation is out of control. And then we have our 15 minutes conversations 2 to 3 times a week of uninterrupted conversation. All right.
I like that,
so
buddy.
are we cool with that?
Yeah.
All right. I love this. All right. So this is good. So this is what we're setting ourselves up to. This is our criteria and our goals and our planning. Gene, I know baby, you get your clipboard ready. I got mine. We're going to keep track of this all. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So, all right. So the question this week is really just what goals did you set for yourself this year? We're really curious. So, there's a lot of scrolling going on. Forget doom scrolling. These are no scrolling. We got a lot in this episode.
Yes.
We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to answer this question, have comments or questions for the show, you can get in touch with us with one of 3 ways. 1, you could leave a message on our Hey the Parents voicemail line at 559-537-5437. We promise we won't pick up. 2, you could email the show at heytheparents@gmail.com. Or 3, join us on the socials. Check the notes for that. So we are back for this part of the show. It's called Time to Unplug. This is where we talk about things that are going on outside the children, because sometimes I sound like Mario. Because sometimes we have to have something for ourselves or with our spouses, and it gives us a chance to decompress, because you'll be a better we if you take care of me. And starting out, Sarah D, what do we got?
Okay, so I don't know. Everyone's been talking about this. It's called the Telepathy Tapes. It's a podcast, and the host Kai Dickens and a neuroscientist, Dr. Diane Hennessy Powell. So they are exploring the abilities that non-verbal individuals with autism that they might possibly have telepathic abilities. And yes, and or other hidden talents.
That's wild.
So I know. And they did research for 4 years. They've communicated with parents and with these individuals from young children of like 9 years old to age 21. And the biggest thing I think is even if you're like, no way, like telepathy, being telepathic is like, Stranger Things kind of stuff or whatever.
Charles Xavier.
I think the biggest thing out of this podcast is that those with autism who are nonverbal have sometimes been discredited of being capable to learn by families, communities, experts. And I think it's uncovering the fact that, like, even though some of us are unable to communicate verbally, that we should try to, empower those children with being able to communicate through speakers or spellers, and not to limit them because of their behavior. Like, a behavior is not a marker of intelligence. Intelligence is what they're actually able to do. And we as a community need to help our friends who are unable to express themselves verbally to verbalize, in a different way. So this podcast is like, it's insane. I blew right through it, like listening to it, because it is just such an interesting concept. And I'm so curious to know how others feel about it.
And what's it called?
Wow.
The telepathy tapes?
The Telepathy Tapes podcast.
Oh, I want to check this
and you
out.
can get
This
it on
is really
Spotify. Or anything else, I guess, any other platform that you listen to for podcasts. And then there's actually a website that like shows like the actual like experiments that they were doing. So like, this is like, it's mind blowing. It just came out. I just happened to stumble upon it. So I definitely recommend it for anyone who is interested in something like this, maybe have family members or their own children who are nonverbal, and just to see if that's something that's, relatable.
But I like that you also brought out like the idea that like, even if you think like the whole thing's insane, like how like it does benefit by showing like the need for the kids to be able to communicate or be able to show like how people still matter if they can't be heard. So I think
Absolutely.
that's really cool. I think that's really neat.
I think that's like the biggest thing I'm also taking away from it, you know?
All right, Mike Levine, time to follow up after that. Good
Yeah,
luck.
I was just gonna say like, oh wow, thanks for putting me next. How do I follow up on that one?
Mike watched
Like,
TV.
I like my TV show, guys. Not trying to change the world
we
here
don't,
or anything.
we don't judge here. We don't judge.
All right, well, for those who like anime, there's a there's a cool anime on Netflix which I heard about, like, that just recently came out. And when I was younger, I was a big anime guy. I watched all these different animes called like Inuyasha, Dragon Ball Z, all these different things, right? And I recently was just looking at anime, and I saw and heard that there's this new one on Netflix that is like very popular and rated the best anime of all time. I'm like,
Oh,
how can you
wow.
rate this the best? It just came out. There's so many other ones that are so great. And I actually watched season 1, and it has that girl, that woman, Ella Purnell, and from Fallout,
Oh, really?
and Haley Steinfeld in it, which is she's like in Pitch Perfect 3 and some other movies. But they voice the actresses, they voice the characters in this anime, and it was really really good. I mean, I was very I was taken back. I was like, wow, this is the best anime I've ever seen ever. Just the story.
Yeah.
The story is really
Ooh.
really put together well, and you think the story's going one way, and then it has like a huge twist. And I definitely, if you're into anime, or if you haven't seen anime in a while and you really liked it when you were younger, you should definitely check it out.
So
It's
this
called
is
Arcane
season 2, right?
on Netflix. It's
So season
only
2 just
got two
popped, right?
seasons.
Yeah.
It ends. I'm on season 2 right now. This is the final season. They only made 2 seasons, so but it's going great so far. So
Ooh,
And that's
okay.
funny because you're not a big League of Legends guy, but you like it.
no. Yeah, and it's funny because I don't think it just has like characters from League of Legends, but it
Mhm.
doesn't have anything to do with the game. So it's like you don't need to be a gamer of League of Legends,
Okay.
but it's great. You should check it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And to keep
What
the
about you,
flow,
Mike? What
to
do you
keep
got
the
going on?
flow of really non-serious things, because we're a variety here. It's a Friday show. So
Yeah.
the thing that I want to talk about, and this is probably for the last time because my love of it is very big. What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows just finished its last season. They did the series finale, and if you we've talked about this a couple times, but if you haven't watched, it's on FX and it shows up the next day on Hulu. And what it basically is, it started as a movie that was done as kind of like a spoof, very similarly to Spinal Tap, and kind of like a fake rockumentary, but in this case, more similarly to like The Office, where instead of a film crew following around people that are in an office space, it follows around a group of vampires in Staten Island, which had the conquest of taking over the new world, only to find out that they only took over half of a street. And that is kind of how terrible they are being vampires. And the whole thing is very, very funny. And it is without a doubt for the parents only, for the kids to be in bed and REM sleep, and then it's time to pop this on. And it's really funny. The episodes are short. They're like 25, 30 minutes. And they did a bunch of different seasons. And this is the end of this entire thing. And I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I will say that if you like The Office and you like that style of humor, Spinal Tap, you like that kind of silly kind of stuff, please check it out. I love it. We talk about it at work all the time. It's if you're the kind of person that likes to like quote movies and TV shows and like you remember lines, this one has a lot of that. And it also has a lot of the like, what is that? What's that? Oh, like Arrested Development, where like a joke will happen in one episode and then it sort of kind of like follows through the rest of the seasons. So it is good. It is sad that it's over, but I will tell you that like many shows before it, where you get to the finale and you're like, how's it going to go? How's it going to be? This one succeeded, and it was a good finale. It set the characters off in motion in a good way, and it actually wrapped up some storylines. So I think that unlike Game of Thrones and maybe the black screen of Sopranos, I think they nailed the ending. So I'm very happy that they did that, because as we say goodbye to Nandor, Naja, Laszlo, and Colin Robinson, and Guillermo, not Gizmo, it was definitely a good run, you know. So check it out. So I think we are just about out of time on our first time we've ever done the end of the year New Year's resolution, setting forth on adventure and scoring for a mystery flavor thing for the loser and a trip to either what was it? A witchcraft burger joint, a bodega bodega crawl, or going to Flushing. We're gonna find out what happens next year as we wrap this episode up. But we'll see you next week for a regular episode. But we had a lot of fun hanging out today. We'd like to take a special moment to thank our listeners and supporters for donating to the show. If you want to help support this show, so we can keep making episodes like this one, we'd like to donate in the show notes. If you don't have the means to do so, we always appreciate it when you tell your friends or family about this podcast, so we can reach more listeners, and maybe we can learn from them, they can learn from us, and this growing community. If you get a chance, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And we like to just say a happy early new year to you. We hope that everything goes well for you tonight. And we can't wait to explore this parenting thing with you next year in 2025 on Hey the Parents, because every week it's an honest discussion about raising kids. Don't forget to hug your kids and charge those Chromebooks. That's new for me, for Mike, and for Sarah, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey the Parents is produced by Mike Levine, Sarah Desvines, and me, Michael Height. I edit and mix our show. Our intro voice recording was done by the one and only Coltrane. If you like our show, we hope you'll consider going to the show notes and help support the podcast. Check the show notes for social media information and contacts, and we look forward to seeing you next time.